Welcome back, so happy to see you again, and today I'll show you my 9 tips for editing super fast in Premiere Pro. I usually edit these daily videos in less than 2 hours. But before we start, yes, I'm doing without sunglasses today because having some variation, and also regarding the right eye, nothing has changed really. It looks worse than it is. You can check out this video right here if you want to hear the full story, but I hope it still works for you. So tip number 1, and remember, I put a lot of thought about the editing workflow because, productivity, I've been doing this every day for over 7 months. The first tip I have is using shortcuts. As you can see right here, these are my shortcuts for doing various things. And what I really have optimized for is using my left hand for doing various actions and the right hand to move the touchpad. Aside from the shortcuts you see right here, and also link the description to the actual file you can implement in your Premiere Pro in order to get the shortcuts I use. But again, really use them, it definitely speeds up a lot of things. Number 2 is using presets, and it's amazing if you want to add some transition or add some text or add some cool effect and so forth. I can't tell you how much presets that really saved me a lot of this time. And like tip number 1, I will also give you my preset pack completely for free that you can use to make videos like these. And of course, these presets are the ones I use right now and might change over time, but I'll update you with my latest presets. You can all be up to speed here. Number 3 is using media browser, because we don't need to use folders when we can simply search for everything using one folder. When I want to have a file that I have on my computer, I simply go right here and search after it, and then I can simply drag it from there. Super easy, super fast, saves me a lot of time. Number 4 is what I call fast OBS. I use OBS to do various kinds of screen recording, as you see, because it has a lot of benefits, small file sizes and so forth. And I've added a hotkey to this, which to me is Alt-A, which basically means that whenever I want to record, I simply press that, scroll a little bit, and then press that again. And then I got the recording completely for free. So then it's easy to press A again, import it, and then do the in and out and drag it onto the timeline, and it all gets good from there. My 5th tip is using markers, but I have to admit that I don't really use markers too much, since I found out how easy it is to import screen recordings, very small screen recordings, on the fly. I previously used markers a lot in order to mark, okay, here is where I want a screen recording, here's where I want a screen recording from my phone, or in rare cases, here's where I need to do some own B-roll, act out stuff, or whatever that means. But I still use markers sometimes when I feel like there's something I cannot do right now but need to do later and then add it in, because if you have a lot of markers, it's very easy to go to each marker and then decide, okay, here is where I'm going to add this clip and so forth. Number 6, and it's a little bit of a harsh truth, but have a fast computer. 2 months ago, I was switching from this PC, which you can see right here, to this MacBook. And although both of them have the same gig RAM, which is 16, the MacBook has been far, far superior to my previous PC. Premiere Pro is usually notorious for crashing all the time. You can probably relate to this. And it's been doing so when I was editing through this computer. But when I'm editing on this Mac today, it has only been crashed once. Super fast for me. So this is something that you will never regret if you upgrade computer. That's what I want to say. Number 7 is to document your process. You can see right here that I've written out exactly how I edit from start to finish, because once you clearly write it out, then you get more awareness. Okay, this is what I'm doing, rather than being lost and whatever. If you're editing this, and I've been doing this for a couple of videos now, I encourage you to note down, okay, I want to do this, and then I need to do that, and so forth, in order to see, okay, this is my current process. Can I remove some stuff, and can I make sure to have it as short as possible because, you know, time is money. The 8th tip is having no distraction. That's something that everyone tells you, but that's for a good reason. I used to previously have a playlist going around because, you know, I like to listen to music. I'm a musician. But the problem is whenever there is some music that I don't want to listen to, I have to interrupt my workflow and come back afterwards, which to me was a little bit subpar. But, you know, there are worse distractions, like for instance, having your phone nearby that pops up a lot of notifications and so forth. So it's all a case of really honing in your attention, because those tiny checks, those tiny moments of changing music and so forth, they all add up to maybe add 33% more time that you probably don't need in the first place. So now I either edit in silence, use very long binaural track just to not need to change the music all the time. The 9th and the last one is water. Yeah, that's a funny thing. You usually remind yourself of water and then you need to drink, but hydration is so important for energy. I have to remind myself a lot when I'm working that whenever I feel a little bit dozed out or whenever I feel a little bit groggy, that's not to say that I've been particularly tired in general. It's more a case I've been a little bit dehydrated. You know, our brain is really taking up a lot of energy. And of course there'll be a lot of toilet breaks, but you know, it can be nice to switch up things a little bit and so forth. And I'll give you a bonus one because you're amazing, of course, know that. My bonus tip is to use a standing desk or something similar. I personally don't have a standing desk, but my current desk allows me to stand up and do some editing while at the same time not harming my posture too badly. And I found that it makes a tremendous difference when it comes to, you know, hip flexors and so forth. And I can definitely recommend that. If the body is energized, you will be energized too. So these are all the 9 tips plus a bonus tip that I use for editing super fast. Usually do it in less than 2 hours. Sometimes it takes 3 hours or 4 hours, depending if I make an ambitious video, you know, dissecting one particular person and do more flashy animations and so forth. But other than that, I really honed in to having as fast editing as possible. And of course, if you have any tricks, please let me know in the comments, because I'm always looking for level up this editing workflow. That's a big part of productivity for me. I'll see you in this video right here, and always remember that you're the most amazing human being alive.